Christy, thank you.
Kevin, are you encouraged with the way the team is playing during the stretch as y'all roll towards the playoffs?
Yeah. We definitely can be better in a lot of areas. Bad fourth quarter, but Philly played a desperate style of ball there, and we scored when we needed to. So yeah, I like the stretch that we're on. I like the process that we're going through. You know, it feels more sustainable. And it was just executing a little better, you know. So we get to know each other even more. I know it's the end of the season, but when that continuity is always building, that chemistry is always building. So yeah, I like what we are.
Coach Josh had, what's it, Coach Kevin? Josh had 5 offensive boards.
I was like, who's Coach Josh?
Josh had 5 offensive boards tonight. I mean, had a boys still in Phoenix. How important is it for your guards to have that high crash rate, especially when Steven's been out for so long?
Yeah, I mean, as many. If we can win a possession battle, 93 to 85, you know, as much as we can win a possession battle is good for us, you know. And Josh with a near double-double. Everybody coming in and helping on the offensive glass, 15 of them again, you know. So that's the style we want to play. That's going to get us extra shots. And the more shots we get at the rim, the better team we are. And so, yeah, Josh, you know, we got guards doing that along with the bigs. It definitely adds another dimension to our team.
What specifically feels sustainable?
Moving the basketball, you know, the shots we generate, being able to play different ways on the defense side of the ball. We threw some zone in there, be able to go all smalls and switch, and we can play the traditional way of having a big out there. But on the offensive side of the ball, we were passing and moving. I mean, we only had 21 assists tonight, but I still think that we moved the ball solid. You know, the last few weeks we've been generating good looks. So I'm not saying we're going to knock them down every time, but when we generate good looks, that's usually, you know, put yourself in a good position to be successful.
Kevin, over these last 2 weeks, and especially during this 8-game winning streak, it seems like Coach Udoka has been mixing and matching the lineups. How much will that help you all going into the playoffs?
Most definitely is going to help us, you know, because you never know in the playoffs. You might have to switch your lineup, you know, as the series goes on, or, you know, as you advance and all of that stuff. You need your whole team if you want to be a successful team in the playoffs. So, you know, you got to give guys credit. Reed, Tari, Aaron Holiday, like sometimes Aaron don't play for a couple weeks, or you know, let's say a week, and then come out of nowhere and give us a good stretch of ball. And then Reed might start one game, and then he coming off the bench, and Tari the same way. But these guys are professionals, so they come in and do their job and don't complain and just try to help the team. So that's a sign of a great team and a good leader as the head coach that's, you know, instilling those values in each player.
Brandon.
Kevin, you might answer some of this when you talk about the process and some of the ball movement and things like that. But when teams are trying to speed y'all up the way that they did later in the game, what do you feel like is the key to solving that route?
Yeah, simplifying. I think we try to run some sets, you know, some of our pet plays that we run, and you know, they're looking to set out, get steals, and try to speed us up, get the game going a little bit. So sometimes we could just keep it simple, run up to a screen, or just beat your man off the dribble, or space out and drive and kick. You know, sometimes when that pressure gets to you is when you're trying to run your offense and run through sets, and it bogs down the offense a lot when guys are denying everywhere. They're trying to get steals, running and jumping the ball every time they can. So if we could space the floor, settle down, and make correct plays off the drive and kick, then that alleviates all of that pressure. And I think we did that when we scored. You know, we broke the press. Aaron Holiday broke the press, got me an open three. Threw the ball to Alpe, you know, after the double, and then now they confused, and he got me an open three. So we simplify the game in those situations. We'll be better. There's a lot of times we're trying to, you know, walk the ball up, call an intricate set. You know what I'm saying? And that's not on coach, because we call a lot of our sets too as players. So we just got to simplify.
Kind of, Kevin, as a follow-up to that, you guys were sped up a little bit late in the game, but for you to kind of withstand that kind of push, you guys have seen that a lot in the fourth quarter. How much does it help when you withstand it, come out with a win, and know, okay, we can handle this push?
Yeah, I mean, we've been dealing with that all season. Teams try to speed us up because the first 3 quarters we dominated so much that they try to throw anything they can into the game. And it kind of throws us off sometimes. You know, you go into the fourth thinking it's going to be just like the first 3 quarters, and they throw some stuff at us. But we learn how to deal with it over the time, and you know, like I said, when we simplify and take our time and not be rushed, then we find good shots. And we was able to knock some down tonight.
I was talking to Tari and I asked him what was the difference between, for him over this past stretch, and he said he stopped giving an F in his words. And he admitted that, he was dealing with some of the scrutiny that he saw, just in general. As somebody who's been scrutinized your entire career, like how hard is it to maybe avoid that, and what did you maybe share with him to help him get over this stretch?
Yeah, sometimes, to be honest, you need to dive into the negativity and use that hate as fuel. See what people are saying about you and internally take that as personal. It's just basketball shit talk. They not like disrespecting on your family. And even if they are taking it that far, who cares? Like, you playing a game that you love every day. When you look at the big picture of things, all that stuff really don't matter. And you just get back to what got you here, is the love of the game. And Tari just focused in. He stopped worrying about us so much. He's such a great teammate that he cares about his teammates so much. I've just told him to focus on you as much as you can. You don't have to talk to us all the time. You don't have to. We know that you're engaged. We know that you care. So I think he, if you seen his face the last few games, he's just been, all right, next play mentality. Worry about how I can be better the next play. Even if you have great plays, bad plays, you just move on. And, you can see the growth, over these last couple of weeks. And I think that's just going to help him out throughout the rest of his career. So sometimes it's good to go through tough stretches and feel the negativity from everybody and feel that hate from everybody and let it fuel you.
Durant, Tari also talked about how the team camaraderie has been better since the loss to Minnesota. Since that stretch, is there anything specific as a team that you guys have felt like you've done better as far as bonding with each other?
I feel like we've done the same thing, but sometimes you need a state of the union throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? You need to just see how everybody's feeling. Like, you don't have to be because you're losing, or it'd be just check in. It's a long season. We're around each other every day, and sometimes, guys off in their own world doing their own thing. You never know what guys got going on in their lives. So sometimes it's good to just come in and have that state of the union, just check on everybody, see how everybody feeling, and restate our goals. Stuff changes throughout the year, man. We had a few meetings early in the season, so it's good to have one in the middle of the season, end of the season, just to see where everybody's at. And, they help usually when you just put everything out on the table, tell the team how you feel, when, no matter what your role is on the team. So it's good to lay that all out on the table and just let everybody know we got each other's back.
Last one.
Kevin, you played a lot of basketball throughout your career. You've seen so much. In Phoenix, you all went through a scoring drought, in that first quarter, and then tonight you all had a drought in the fourth quarter. How much of that, when you're sitting back and you're watching, you're saying, okay, so now it's my time to come in and settle everything down, calm everything down, and get you all back into the flow of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that first quarter against Phoenix, we just needed to make a shot, and we haven't. It's that simple. When we ain't scored in 2 or 3 minutes, I just feel like I need to go make a shot. I think me making that next shot is going to inspire the team and feel comfortable to, continue to be aggressive. And, I've seen so many games spiral out of hand, and so I've been in these situations so many times. So I think shot making alleviates a lot of the pressure off of everybody. It makes everybody on the court feel better. So I try to stick to knocking down shots regardless.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.